Compassion is not weakness. Judgment without understanding is. When someone is crying out in public pain, the question is not whether they planned well enough. The question is whether we still know how to be a community. Welcome back to Family Still Matters. I'm Deborah. This is a channel where we talk honestly about family, responsibility, faith, and accountability without cruelty and without compromise. I want you to listen carefully to this message, not emotionally, not reactively, but soberly. Because this is not about defending irresponsibility, and it's not about shaming someone who is overwhelmed. This is about restoring compassion where it has gone missing. This message is for people who still believe families matter. It's for people who understand that parenting is heavy, exhausting, and life-altering, but is so well worth it. And it's for those willing to look beyond a viral clip and see a human being. This message is not for mockery. It is not for pile-ons. And it is not for those who confuse judgment with wisdom. What is at risk here is not one woman's reputation. What is at risk is how we respond to pain. When compassion disappears, families fracture. When empathy disappears, people suffer in silence. And when communities disappear, parents are left isolated, overwhelmed, and ashamed to ask for help. That does not strengthen families, it weakens them. I watched a video of a young woman with a child who appears to have some special needs. She was crying, she was overwhelmed, and she said something that unsettled many people. She warned other women not to have children because parenting was far more than she expected. Her home appeared stable. Her child appeared cared for. Her distress was not neglect or chaos. It was exhaustion, isolation, and fear. That was not attention seeking. That was a real cry for help. And I will have the link to the video in the description of this video. Let's correct something gently but honestly. Parenting is hard. There is no handbook, and many people are unprepared for what it truly requires. That does not make someone evil. It makes them human. But here is a matter of truth. Children are not just emotional desires. So remember, children are not just emotional desires on your checklist. They require structure, planning, stability, and support. This is why family planning matters. This is why two-parent homes matter. And this is why community matters. And I want to say this. This is why we have got to start listening to the voices of wisdom that are trying to instruct us and stop closing our ears and thinking your situation and circumstances is different than someone else's. You're not the exception. There is a rule and a principle that you must follow. The breakdown is not simply personal, it's cultural. We encourage women to pursue motherhood without emphasizing preparation. We praise independence without acknowledging that it's exhausting. And we normalize isolation while pretending it's strength. Churches have responsibility here. Families have responsibilities. And older women, we have a responsibility. We do. Please do what you can. Use the wisdom that you have to help. When moral standards collapse in leadership, younger women receive confusion instead of guidance. When neighbors disconnect, mothers carry burdens alone. When older women step back instead of stepping in, wisdom just disappears. This is not biblical, and it is not loving. There was a time when community meant something. If a child needed help, someone stepped in. If a mother was overwhelmed, someone noticed. Help was offered without suspicion. And I recognize we're living in a different time that people, you have to be able to discern because everybody is not good. So we do have to pray and ask God for discernment. But I want you to understand that, help was offered in the past times without people being suspicious. And care was given without it being transactional. People looked out for one another because they believed their neighbors' well-being mattered. Scripture tells us to love our neighbors as ourselves. That means being a helper, not a critic, a presence, not a spectator. That is what this woman needed. And that is what many women quietly need today. Here's the action. If you see someone in your family, church, or community who appears overwhelmed, offer help. Even if they decline it, offer it anyway. Offer to give them 30 minutes, an hour, watch the kids, run errands for them. Give them a ride if they don't have transportation. Small acts restore dignity, and presence reminds people they are not alone. This is not about excusing poor decisions. This is about responding rightly to human suffering. Families are strengthened by accountability and compassion. Children are protected by preparation and community. And faith is demonstrated through action, not commentary. This is Family Still Matters, and families still need us to show up. May God richly bless you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Blessings.